But I'll tell you one thing, you won't hear any lies here today. You'll hear nothing but the truth. The lawyers are in Parliament. They're the lawyers. They're the traitors. They're the ones who are creating tyranny in this country. I'm just going to refresh your people's minds for you for 1 minute. When Tony Blair come to power, Tony Blair, the warmongering little git, one of the first things he changed in coming to power after 17 years, the Labour Party, he changed the fact that you couldn't be hung for treason. I wonder why he changed that act. Out of all the acts he could have changed, he got the one where you could be hung for treason. Because they're all treasonous, every one of them. The Labour Party was supposed to be for the working people. They don't work for you. They rob from you. They lie to you. They're not fit to be the same street where you live. And God bless the publicans who refuse to serve you in their pubs. Because if I had a restaurant or a pub or a shop, not one of the Labour Party will set foot through that door. And I've had a lot of people this week ringing me, messaging me, and I've spent over £400 this week. Oh my God. On credits talking on chat lines in bloody America, Vietnam, China, because that's how you get the information. And sleep hasn't been great this week because of what's going on. The people are telling me, Martin is done, digital ID is dead. Well, if you think that the digital ID is gone, you don't know nothing what's going on, and you might as well carry on walking by into the oblivion and live there happily ever after until you get put in your cage. Digital ID is going to be brought in through the back door. They're going to force you when you come to change your driving licence, you're going to have digital ID, or you can't have your licence. You want to leave the country, you've got to have digital ID or you can't leave. You want universal credit, digital ID or you'll get no benefits. And the list is going to go on and on and on. You're not getting away from digital ID that easy. Don't think it's over. Without digital ID, they can't impose the central digital bank currency. And I know a lot of you walking past ain't got a clue what I'm talking about. Do your research. I'm not fighting battles for you anymore. I'm fighting battles for the people that are awake. They get the CDBC in, your universal benefits will come in. And you only have to look at what's happening around the world, but particularly in this country, because this is where I live. I'm fighting for my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and future grandchildren will be here when I'm long dead and gone. And you have to think back to the 14-18 war, 39-45 war, and then blokes sacrificed themselves for us, and the ladies, from all nations, Indians, Sikhs, and they've done it for passion for their country, passion for their people. And we just let things wash over us and there's no fight back. Well, for me, the kid gloves are off and the boxing gloves are on now. No more taking this crap off them. I'm going to be acting in this city like they're going to hate me like they already do. That's from Simon Foster, who's the Police and Crime Commissioner, Richard Parker, the new Mayor of the Combined West Midlands Authority. I know where all your meetings are over the next few weeks, where you're having all your plans. You can fucking expect Martin Whitehouse to be gate crashing your meetings, because I'm not scared. I don't care. You are messing with the wrong people. And shame on you, Simon Foster, shame on you, man. You come out boasting that the Chief Constable has resigned on a great big fat bloody pension and a golden handshake, while you're not doing your job. Simon Foster, you don't do your job. None of you politicians, councillors or people of authority, you don't work for us the people. You work for the corporations, you're owned You're owned like a donkey or a horse in a field. You're owned. You got no backbone either, none of you. None of you got backbone to stand up and say no. And we've got to learn that word. We've got to learn that word. No. And we've got to mean no. People, we are in hard times. I'm not going to touch on the Anunnaki, the Greys, Atlantis, anything like that, star seeds, child seeds, whatever you want to call them. But we are in a spiritual war. And if you don't think we're in a spiritual war, God help you, because you don't know what's coming at you. But we have a word. It's called unity. If we unite together, we can defeat what they are trying to do. Unity and love will win the day. And without unity and love, you've got nothing. You may as well give in now. But I'm not giving in. I'm fighting for everybody here today. I'm fighting for everybody. The police. Let's touch on the police, because I'm expecting them at some point. They're going to come knocking my door. God sake and others. They're not police officers. They're officers for the corporations. They're not for us, the people. They bend, they cheat, they lie, they are crooked, and they don't care, because they think they hold the power. And there's things that goes on in this country, and people don't put two and two together to get four. But we lost a very good man nearly a fortnight ago. John Oakes suddenly had a heart attack and dead. And we've had another one now who's had a stroke and died. And we've had quite a few others. Wilfred Wong, 22 years in prison. Carol Woods, Melanie Shaw. We've got our own Joey Yousaf, who they're trying to drag into the court system. They're ruthless. And, you know, we've got one that I always go back to, Jill Dando. Jill Dando made one mistake. She told them that she was going to release everything on the Thursday. And then on the Tuesday, people say she was randomly shot. She wasn't. She was assassinated. She was murdered. Yes, Operation U-Tree. She was murdered, and they set a guy up. How's that great for setting people up? And he spent years in prison before he was released. And of course, everybody forgets about Jill Dando. And then we've got Dale Vincent. Anybody ever heard of Dale Vincent? Dale Vincent from Wales. He's going to make case law. He proved beyond any doubt, even the judge had to admit in court, that the evidence put forward of the eviction notice was in fact a fake document. That's documented now. And Dale's been back to the police since to report this Sergeant Garant Jones, I think his name was. So the corruption is right. So how do we go about tackling all this? Sooner or later, we're going to have to take to the streets in a proper civil way. We're going to have to come out into the villages, the towns, the cities, in our numbers, and let these people know peacefully that we're not taking it anymore. And people say, I can't afford a week off work, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. Believe you me, by this time next year, you people who sat on your asses, you keyboard warriors, and you people who think, I can't do this and I can't do that, you'll want to do it then. Because we are going to be losing literally thousands upon thousands of jobs in this country very soon. We have pound stretcher, pound land, Bon Marché, loads of high street stores that are on the verge of going bankrupt over the next few weeks. Literally, do your research. If nobody's working and the unemployment rate's going up and up and up, that means nobody's buying anything. So your car industry is going to be knackered. Nobody's going to be able to afford to buy a Jag or a Range Rover. And what happens when the Jag cuts half the workforce? They're not going to fix all the way through the industry. The people who make the nuts, the bolts, the washers, the loops get fitted inside the car, the bumpers, the headlights and so on. It goes across and then you get thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people out of work, got no money. So what happens then? Crime rate goes up. And it's easy then, because we'll blame the immigrants for it. Thought we blamed the Irish for years. I said, God, it's a long time ago now, but when they challenged the travelling community and stopped them from travelling and told them they can't park up here, they can't park up there and so on, I said, that's the start. They're seeing how far they can go. And then the smoking ban. The smoking ban emptied the pubs. Now the pubs are all gone. So another way to get rid of the pubs that are still standing, increase national insurance, increase the insurances, increase the rates. So now the pub has got to serve an extra 4,000 or 5,000 points a year just to cover the extra bills that are coming in. But they ain't getting the customers, so they're closing down. So there's where people gather is now gone. And they don't only gather in, they don't only belong to it. That is why they're trying to ban freedom of speech, trying to ban gatherings like this. They're trying everything to put us down. And we have got to learn to say no. We've got to start fighting back. Send letters, not emails, not texts, actual letters that you write with your hand and a pen. Write to your MPs, your councillors, telling them how disgusted you are that they've got a spine, they're not sticking it to the local communities. And I believe the council here in Birmingham is looking for an increase in the council rates this year. Even after they said last year they wouldn't do it, they're looking for more money. No, that's the answer. Don't pay your council rates. It's unlawful. They can't force you to pay. Don't pay your gas. Don't pay your electric. Don't pay your water. Don't pay any of the bills. Start challenging them. The electric and the gas comes from the grid. The companies that are supplying your gas and the electric, they don't pay the grid for anything. They don't pay the grid for nothing. Check it out, phone the national grid. They'll tell you themselves. No, we don't bill any of the suppliers. They don't. But the suppliers, who pretend to be the suppliers, who are basically just people who put out these offers to you to pay, which it is, it's an offer, and you pay, and you're in contract. Anything you get in regards to bill from the councils, or water, or gas, or electric, it's an offer. It's an offer. Get back to them and say to them, can you prove that I owe this bill? Do you have a contract, a written contract? Because they operate in contract laws. Don't operate as we would do in the common law. But we are going to have to get back to common law at some stage. That's how we beat these people. Common law. Get back to our local areas where you had 12 people that was your jury, which is what CCAN are trying to do now. And there's a lot of things going on in the background which I'm not going to really talk about today. God bless John Oakes, correct. There's a hell of a lot going on in the background. A hell of a lot, and they're scared, which is probably why we're saying God bless John Oakes right now, because they're worried, because they know that's the right path for us to go down. They've always said the Magna Carta doesn't exist. Oh, there are old laws. There are laws. They are our laws. Not theirs, they're ours. The Magna Carta is ours. And it took so long to be sorted out, and so many things were put in there, but they're put in there to protect us. Your freedom of movement, your freedom of speech, your Bill of Rights. They're all still legal today. They'll tell you they're not, but they are bloody legal. They are legal. All you've got to do to educate yourselves is go online, watch the straw man to give you the basics of where you're coming from, and then go onto the government website or Dun & Bradstreet, whatever, and start checking these companies out. They don't pay for no electric, they're just billing companies. They just offer you a bill to pay and you pay it. It's as simple as that. You pay the bill, they've offered it and you've accepted it and you've paid it. Offer and acceptance. Start, when they offer, start to decline. Just start to decline. I don't know how long it's been since I paid council tax, but I think the air is a bit darker than this. Now it's an open mic session today. If anybody wants to come and say anything, feel free. But I saw the guy put a bit of a video out the other day, and he was saying, asking Trump if he sees this, can he help us? And J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. And I thought we should be helping ourselves first and foremost. And then I thought about it, digested it, and I thought, you know what, there ain't about shades. So if Donald J. Trump is watching this by any miracle of a chance, or J.D. Vance, or Elon Musk, yeah, we do need your help. We do need your help. We probably won't get it, but we desperately need it. We need to wake the people up. We need you. Instead of saying so-and-so has been arrested, get it videoed and put it out there so people can see what's going on. Let us see the proof. We hear about Gitmo and places like that, and that Hillary's been hung and so on and so on. Put some proof out there and people might start believing them. But if anybody wants to talk, have a little chat on the mic, whether you want to whistle blow, whether you have concerns about family, if you want to talk about your experience from the vaccine, how it's left you damaged, how you're injured or how you're possibly safe now from having it. Anything you want to talk about, the mic is yours. Don't be shy, it's easy. You just put this piece of metal in front of your face, forget who's there and just talk away and get everything out in the open. Just say how you feel. But remember, this Labour Party are not your friends. They are tyrants. Keir Starmer, I can't believe it. Joe, when we went to the bull ring in October, Joey's been arrested basically because of that. Because the security manager in there said he felt threatened. Threatened? Oh my God. And so Joey's on a Section 5, I think it is. And his trial date's in June. And he was offended because he called Keir Starmer the W word, which is wanker basically. And Keir Starmer, he is definitely one of those. But anybody wants to have a chat, feel free, the mic's here, come down, or if you want to have a talk on a one-to-one basis, whatever, the mic's here. I don't think we're going to do a walk today, unless you really want to, but there's not many here to do a walk. I thought today would be a bit grim because of the weather, but I hope, you know, if one thing we are we're consistent. We said last year we would do October, November, December, January, February, March, and now we're going to carry on. We're going to do every single month. Every month, whether it's rain, wind, hail, we're going to come here and we're going to put out the information to people. And all you have to do is stay strong, believe in here. What you feel in here, it ain't lying to you. What you got inside here is what you should be acting upon. And if you know something's wrong and you feel something's wrong, don't do it. Do not do it. Anyway, I'm going to have a minute off the mic now or two, and hopefully one of you great people will come up and have a word, talk about whatever you like, apart from football. So yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to say no to digital ID. Let's all give the police a clap. Come on. Yay! Yay! Yeah, paedophile protector. I didn't say that, did I? Hey, out loud. What we're going to do, unfortunately, I've got bad news. The sheep will take the digital ID, yeah? So what we have to do as real people is just live our lives, go and see your friends, enjoy your shit life, yeah? I don't want to swear, there might be judging. And do what you can in your life, and don't worry about these absolute lunatics that are fucking ruining it for everyone. They want to destroy us, but guess what? You can't destroy us. And I'm only joking. You're doing a great job. God's sake. Look at how you got no drugs on me. Fucking, I don't know what else to say, to be honest. There's not many people here, is there? Should we have a song? Should we have a song? Until the philosopher. Should we put War On by Bob Marley? Yeah, come on. We'll have a little bit of a jam. Let's have a jam. War by Bob Marley. Look, there's always going to be war, yeah? Continual war. Because they do it to Palestine, they can do it to you. If they can do it to anyone alive, do not think you're safe. Because they do not care. The Masons, the little hot people. All we want to do is live our lives, yeah? And the colour of his eyes. It's a war. It's a war. It's a war on us. You are not allowed. But in the meantime, he's not. Is that too loud? I don't know. It's a war. War. The war is on you. Not you people listening. Stay away from the government. Do not vote. Do not comply. Do not wear a mask. Do not take a I was going to swear, but can I get that? Freedom! Freedom! Freedom!
Gave their lives to you, and yet you just walk on by. You've got people here taking their time out to stand and tell you what is happening in this world. You have a corrupt government. The corruption all over the world is unbelievable. They are coming for the children. Digital ID? No. Then just put it on what you call a little bit of a back burner, just so that you all think that it is gone. When babies are being born, they're going to give them digital ID. Do you not wonder what digital ID is really about? Me as a mother and a grandmother, a friend, a humanitarian, it frightens the living daylights out of me of what they want to bring in for us. It takes a woman like myself to sit here to talk to people who are passing by. If you really care about your children that you've probably got in your designer little buggies and the designer clothes, make the most of that, because you really don't have a clue what is coming. They've already brought tyranny against us with the lockdowns. The scientists told the government not to lock us down. Are you aware how many suicides there were during lockdown? For those that got furloughed, oh, it was wonderful, wasn't it? You're still paid for not doing the job. You thought that you were being locked down weren't. Number 10 were partying, taking the absolute Michael out of all of us. Please, I really ask you, wake up, question the narrative as to what is going on here. The government are not on our side. The government are supposed to serve us, the people, not us serve them. They're supposed to be there acting on our behalf. Well, you see, they're not. You've got Starmer poking the bear with beauty. We're trying to cause a third world war. Do you understand what this means? I ask you, go home, question the narrative. Then come and join us once a month, standing here, fighting for humanity.
Will that be all right?
Wow. My D and so on. Those of you who know me, the real me, you know that I go out of a night. I don't sleep more than 3 hours a day. 4 if I'm lucky. And I go out and I drive around Birmingham. I drive around all over, Bromsgrove, you name it. I see these 5G towers going up. Is your network better since all these towers went up? Can you download faster? Do you get quicker connections?
Where are you?
Well, do you know, I was at Snow Hill earlier parking my car and I couldn't connect to pay for the car. I ended up having to phone them to pay. Ridiculous. The 5G, and bear in mind what I told you earlier, I've spent 400 plus on God knows what, how many sites I've been on talking about the 5G, the 6G, 7, 8, 9G. It's a frequency. Now I'm hoping to get a couple of people to talk about this, maybe not February because it'll be too cold for them, but in March. And the 5G was just a cover up for the actual 6G. And what the 6G will do, it will be turned up, the frequency waves will come out, they'll hit you in the body, and if you've had the vaccine, it clumps all them nanoparticles together in your body and it'll give you a heart attack. It'll kill you dead. And then you think back to what Boris Johnson said. I say it nearly every time I'm speaking here in Birmingham, so I want people to try and remember it. Boris Johnson actually said, we will not have another lockdown unless the bodies are piling high on the streets. Why would the bodies be piling high on the streets? Ask yourself that question. Why would people suddenly be dropping dead on the streets? Like they have been in China and various other places around the world that we saw, Italy and so on. That was a tester. Once that 6G infrastructure is brought in, they will be able to at random hit a city, a village, a town, wherever they like, and once they send those waves out and they hit you in the body, all those nanoparticles will clump together, they will cause a blockage, and you will have a heart attack. Now, a good pal of mine, he came to Birmingham and spoke for me, John O'Looney, the funeral director. He was the first guy in the UK, the first man that actually challenged the coroners over what he was finding when he was doing post-mortems. He was finding chunks of blockages, not a little tiny blockage, an inch or two, a foot, 18 inches, 20 something inches long inside the bodies of the people. And the other thing that he noticed was, a lot of these bodies weren't just the elderly, it was young men in the 30s and 40s that were suddenly having these massive heart attacks, and when he was cleaning them out, cleaning the veins out for the post-mortem and the embalming, he noticed all this stuff was coming out and he got all the one with the tweezers and pulled it, And he kept coming out and coming out. And he knew something was wrong, so he wrote to the coroner. He wrote to the coroner and told him his findings. And they basically told him to shut up. They closed him down for a short time. He was making too much noise. And he knew then, John knew then, he said, right. And they locked you down. Boy, they murdered the elderly in the nursing homes. And nobody come up to me and tell me that they didn't murder them, because they did. Midazolam and morphine is the killer. Midazolam, by the way, in case you didn't know it, is used in the lethal injections that they give convicted people on death row in America. And I had first-hand experience of it in the city hospital with my own mother. After I refused it, they give her any of that midazolam and morphine. The other thing is, people are forgetting the 15-minute cities. Why all this controversy is going on with digital ID. And if anybody wants to believe what they say the 15-minute cities are not happening, when I have a break in a minute, I will get the voice recording tape that I have of my very good personal friend, Andy Street, who is the ex-mayor of the West Midlands Combined Authority. And he states in a public meeting, that's why I could record it, that 15-minute cities in Birmingham is going to happen. Is going to happen. His words, not mine, after I challenged him about it. So when I'm driving round overnight, I'm looking at all these things that's going on, and I've had a close look at these so-called roadworks that are causing chaos everywhere. They're not roadworks. They are not roadworks. It's where they put the cabling in. The cabling they're putting in is for the closed circuit television, the AMPR, the automatic number plate recognition, facial recognition, and the capabilities to stop your car dead just from a flick of a button in their control panels. They can stop your car dead. And if you look around, even here in Birmingham, if you walk down that way, you'll see the facial recognition cameras. If you go into New Street Station, there must be 80 to 100 in New Street alone. If you walk through the shopping centre down there, they've got them there as well. You start going to shops now, they've got them in the shops. And here's something for you. Today is the 24th of January in the year of 2026. By December 2027, we're going to have a critical food shortage in this country. Wait and see. Remember my words, the food shortage is coming. They're already basically doing it now. And all the food is going up and up and up and up in price. Even though the fuel's coming down and so on, and they've got all this automated business in your house, there's Tesco's and shops like that. They've got less staff than ever, so their overheads are less, but the prices are still going up. It's all to bring you into the poverty level. They want you in the poverty level. There will only be two systems. That'll be super poor or super rich. And it's coming. It is coming unless you stand. I said it earlier, unity and love. It don't matter if you're black, green, white, purple, orange or blue. We are people. We are all the same. If your child falls over, I would naturally, instinctively, as a parent, I would go to try and help that child. Well, that child isn't falling over in front of me right now. But if this government get in, there's going to be plenty of children falling. And it's us. If you're an adult, you have a responsibility to every child, don't matter who they are, what religion, what race, it's your duty to protect that child. You must act. It's your responsibility. but they don't want you to have any responsibilities. They want to control you in your 15-minute cities, where if you're naughty, they can turn your electric off, they can turn your gas off. Through your digital ID card, you can't go to the shops and buy your milk and veg, because they can block it all. Because you're saying things that they don't want to hear, or you're answering back. Total control. The depopulation agenda is upon us. It started in 2020, but people just can't see it. Look on the ONS website. That's not my website. The ONS, by the way, in case you didn't know it, is the Office of National Statistics. That is the government's own website. Go on there and look at the week by week increasing deaths that we have had since 2020. That will give you your answer. And then you have to look, I look at everything, everything. Look at the social services. Look at the children who've gone missing in the care of social services. Children that are never, ever seen again by nobody, by parents, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts. They just disappear off the face of the earth. Where do they go? We have 112,000 children a year in total gone missing in this country. Again, don't believe me. Do your research, go on the ONS government website. It's their statistics, not mine. You just have to do a bit of research and find out the truth of what's going on really. Get your MPs and find out how many of them are getting paid £50,000 for this company, £40,000 for that company, £20,000 for that company. In fact, just look at Nigel Farage. He's hoping about it. He gets paid hundreds of thousands of pounds. But all the information's out there. Look, and if you can't see exactly looks, get back in your box. That's what I say, get back in your box. Because if you can't see it by then, if it's off their government website, then there's something wrong with you. Keep your head above it. Go and see your doctor if you can get an appointment. Just remember, you must not walk in fear. You mustn't live in fear. You mustn't come this earth to work your socks off, to live in fear and just do as you are told. Agenda 2030 is a big book back there to have a struggle to the fact to fight back with you. They want 50 million dead. That's right, 50 million dead. That will get them down to control the figure. But they want it less than that. But in February the 24th is our next meeting here. I'm going to be putting out, I want the bikers here. I certainly want to get service in there. And let's see what we can all do collectively. I know in the background with Ant Middleton and a few others, and, you know, of course, CCAM. They're working their socks off with the European Court as regards our rights, our inalienable rights, our sovereign rights, our common law rights. But have you noticed, they stopped all that years ago, common law what? Common law isn't. Check is they shoving everything away from the common law. So many people to forget it. But the common law still stands today.
Okay, I love you.
Oh.
I love this guy. Freedom!
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 Enjoy your beer. But don't be, I can't put this in a sensible way. Don't let everything you see distract you from where you want to be. If you want to know about what the council's doing with your money or so on, concentrate on that. Don't go down this hole, that hole, this hole, that hole. Concentrate on the one thing that got you interested and aroused in the first place, to want to seek further information. Concentrate on that, then move on to the next one. If you get into too many, you'll confuse yourself, you'll certainly bloody scare yourself. But all you've got to do is use your time wisely. I always say everybody's got 20 minutes in a day where they can do a bit of research and so on. Research wisely. Don't frighten yourself, because some of the stuff you see and starts coming together, it can be frightening. Especially when you start looking into SRA. SRA is Satanic Ritual Abuse. Once you look into the RAINS list, and you start looking at all these things that's gone on over the years as regards paedophilia, you start going down them rabbit holes, and if you are a family man or a family woman, it can be quite distressing, some of the stuff you'll see, especially when you have witnesses talking about the hunting parties. I don't know if you've all heard about the hunting parties, where they get the child and they take them to a field and they let them go, and then they chase that child to get the adrenaline pumping for the execution so they can drink the adrenochrome. People will be amazed. If you look in every major city and the little villages, they've all got miles of tunneling underneath them. Birmingham's got them, London's got them. In fact, the one in London, what's that singer's name? Brian Harvey, of B17, goes under Buckingham Palace. There's a little river under there. And they walk from there into the parties in London. Bronx Road have got the tunnels. Redditch has got tunnels. And look where everything's built. Milton Keynes, all the roundabouts. Everything's built symmetrically. Just there they want it on the ley lines to block the energy that comes out to help us people. Everything they tell you is bad, is good for you. They tell you don't smoke. Don't smoke, I love the fact. Tobacco is good for you. Pure tobacco, by the way, has been proven to cure cancer. It's the 1,180 chemicals that they add to the tobacco that creates the cancers. Not the pure tobacco. Anyway, I'm sure there's somebody else here wanting to speak. Who?
Bloody hell, young! I'm in my 60s. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, everyone who's here today. And we are the freedom movement, individuals from around the country. We stood up during the lockdowns of COVID, the biggest crime in history. And we need justice for that. Operation Tala, the police. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. We know the deaths and injuries. You're not speaking, hearing or seeing the injuries, but you know about it and you won't stand up against it. Your senior officers ordered you to not investigate the COVID crimes, the state injectables, the poisonation, the mRNA, I'll do it slower, mRNA, changing your DNA, which they want to do again, and which they will do again. Because Digi-Dodgy ID, and that's why we're here today, digital ID is the key, the master key to enslave every man, woman and child in this country, and it is the plan worldwide. For the globalists, the bankster's paradise we live in, President Trump Steam is their boy at the moment in America. You don't get to the top unless you do as you're told. If you speak out, like JFK started to back in the 60s, you might get a bullet in the head, and that is the truth. The powers that ought not, should not, never should be, and we know who they are. You cannot name them, but we know where they're based in the Middle East. I'm not anti-Septic. My first girlfriend was Jewish, right? Half Irish, half Jewish. I hate no people. I'm a human being. I'm consciousness, same as everyone around me right now. I'm spirit in this material body. It's a brief journey. I'll be gone before too long. Young, thank you, Martin. Proper in the 60s. But listen, we got to stand together and all we hang together. We are standing here today against digital ID, the master key The Permission Society to enslave every man, woman and child. And as you walk by thinking about your shopping, around the corner there's a big protest. It's to do with Kurds, it's to do with Syria, whatever. There's a hell of a lot of people there. There's not that many people here. But a few years ago, there was many people here during the COVID time. We need you people who are sitting at home doing nothing to get out on the streets, because it's real, it's coming to you. Just say no to digital ID, digital control. It's a slavery system for you and your children. Now how's about this? A permission society. Computer says no, here's how it goes. Permission's denied, you have not complied. They shout out, Fluvid on the state. Broadcasting, the brainwashing, the bar scene, and every station you can think of, it's all the same. Controlled by the same powers it shouldn't be. Fluvid in the future. Fluvid 30. Outbreak. You need to take the latest state injectable. The government mandate, you must take it. Oh, you said no. You said no. You live in a permission society. Computer said no. No job, no bank, no job, no money, no food, no rations, no travels. My God, you live in a 15-minute city, you mug. Your life's unravelled. No beef, no lamb, no dairy, no oil, no gas, no coal, no travel at all. It is coming to you as you walk by. And today, Stoke City are playing Birmingham City. The Zulus and the 40 boys, whatever they were called, I forget now. Listen, you're worried about your football, you're worried about your Netflix, you're worried about your bloody Love Island or whatever it is. It's BS. They train you to behave a certain way. Oh yeah, he's backing off about digital ID, digital ID, he's backing off. No, he's not. It's just like poll tax became council tax. They'll just rebrand it and dress it up another way and sell it to you. They'll sell it to you and you'll buy it because it'll be convenient in the end. Convenience always becomes obedience. They want us enslaved, to do as you're told. They want us grassing on each other. Can you remember the early 2020s? They wanted neighbours grassing up. Oh, they went out a few times today. All that. That's disgusting. None of us went along with us. Every single person here would have been anti-lockdown during that time. And you know what? The anti-lockdown movement, I'm proud that I was involved in that. Every single one of us is. The anti-lockdown movement, when you look back at it, do you remember? I think it was spring 2021. I think there was 1 million people on the streets of central London. About that. I was there, you couldn't move, it was brilliant. No one, as you walk by, I want you to hear me, no one was wearing masks. And we were hugging each other, 1 million people, and most of you were still wearing masks and social distancing, scared of your own shadows. Most of you walking by were following arrows, little yellow arrows in the supermarket, so scared of your own shadow. Shameful. But you believe the bloody government. How you mugs! I'll tell the truth, because the second step from the COVID is the digi-dodgy ID. That's the reality. If I sound angry, I want you to listen. I want to wake you up. Actually, I feel like slapping you around the head. I ain't going to do that. That's the truth. Whack you around the head with a baseball bat. Wake up! People gave their lives for freedom for centuries. For centuries. I want a message to Ireland. I'm born here, Irish family. A relative of mine, James Conway, Tremor West, County Sligo. You're doing a great job. You're a great man. You warned Ireland years ago. Right? You told the truth. We're related, we're family. Your granddad's my mum's first cousin. Ireland, stand up! And don't let the invasion continue. Let's call it what it is. It is an invasion. We know what's going on. I hate no people. Black, brown, white, green, purple, whatever. But when we know it's military-aged men coming into a country, how dumb you got to be in military bases, and men in uniform, I don't care. The truth is the truth. You let yourself down. The police, the policy enforcers for the corporations. You let it happen, and you won't arrest with all the evidence. Boris Johnson, you won't arrest with all the evidence. Keir Starmer, a traitor, allowing an invasion. You won't arrest with all the evidence. All the powers that should not, never should, ought not be, and what they've done to the likes of you and me, and you walking by. Worried about your Love Island, your football, they won't be bleeding worried about mugs. Sorry, it's true. Your children rely on you to stand up. All the people here today, there's not that many of us today, we're standing up, and we know at some point you're all going to join us again. Well, I hope so. I hope so, because you're going to live in a permission society. No Netflix, no bloody eating, no water, no eating, no supermarkets, no eating. When the digi-dodgy ID says you've been a bad person, you criticise the government, you didn't do this, that and the other, you didn't let them put mRNA, changing your DNA into your body. They own you. That's their plan. And they think that of you. You're slaves, but you know what it is? We're not slaves. You know what it is they think we are. When we stand up in one day, we can finish this worldwide. Well, we can do it in England. We can do it in England. Surround Parliament, drag them out. The only MP who stood up was Andrew Bridgen. He's been here a few times. Andrew Bridgen. He's a hero. He's jab injured, by the way. He took the state injectable. A lot of people's lives have been ruined. He's jab injured, but he's a brave man. Andrew Bridgen, he'll go down in history. He'll take us one day when we are all united. Forget your religions, forget your colours. We're human beings. I'm spirit in this body, I know I am. As a child, I experienced something in Ireland, in County Kerry, on the Dingle Peninsula. It happened for hours, and I knew I was here for something. That's true. Even before that happened, I knew I'm here for something when I'm older. We're here, we're all here for the same reason. We're standing up for other people. I experienced spirit for hours, and I realised, my God, I'm not, well I knew it before, I'm not a human being, you're not a human being. Same as David Icke would say. We're just spirit having a brief experience, and then we're moving on. It's a crazy experience, it's quite fun to be here at this time. But we're very awake to what's going on. But carry on watching your Barbarsy, your brainwashed live vision programming, you're channeling in your energy, being told what to think, who to hate, who to love. Oh, I don't like him, I don't like that. No, you're like a little robot. Stand with the people who are standing for you. Digital ID will be the end of humanity, freedom forevermore. Forevermore! You will be a QR code, forevermore. You will be a walking barcode. Forevermore, you'll be a social credit card, but score. In the permission society, the Starmer, the Charmer, own and control the web competition. Starmer, the Charmer, Mr. Lockdown Harder, if you remember. He wants us all to be nothing more than a social credit score and the powers that shouldn't be above him. The net zero hero. An absolute coward of a man, and we can arrest these people in one day. But you, in uniform, you better stand with the people, because you're outnumbered. Because when they all wake up walking by, they'll realise it's about time men became men again. We can end it in one day. Right? I'm determined that I will live my life in my 60s, that we will win before I'm gone, and you as well, Martin. I'm Mick the Ticket. English, Irish, Scots and Welsh, black, brown, white, unite. And all the religions, we can stand together and we win this fight overnight. Make the ticket. Over and out. Thank you.
I've had training in Turkey, Antalya in Turkey. I think I'm saying it right, Antalya in Turkey. And what have they had training in? Can anybody here tell me what some of these immigrants were in training for in Antalya in Turkey before they came to the UK? Okay. They've been trained in the disposal of human bodies, cremations, etc., etc. That's fact. You can research that. You can find that out. You dig deep enough, you can find that out. Bit frightening. And then when you look at the prisons, these super prisons they're built with they've got their own crematoriums attached to it. So you literally die and get burnt straight away, which is a bit like 2020, you know, you couldn't get buried. You had to get burnt because then there was no evidence of what they'd actually done to you. Because they murdered our elderly. Nobody is going to tell me any different. Not so long back, there was a few of us and we was involved in a little plan of ours that didn't come off, unfortunately. I was up for going for it, I definitely was. And we was going to go and arrest Matt Hancock at one of his, I think they call them meet and greet, where you go along and you ask them for advice about different things. And we was going to arrest him. And they got wind of it somehow, and we was informed that there was a shoot-to-kill policy. Well, being shot and being killed, don't bother me. I've died 8 times now, one more wouldn't fucking hurt at the stage. And we should have gone for it. We should have took him down. Because that little weasel who cried false tears on the TV about his father-in-law, Derek, I think it was, if I'm right. Am I right? It was Derek, when he was crying on the TV. Derek! The bloke's a joker. In fact, he's not even a bloke. He's not fit for purpose. But I think we're about done now, unless anybody else wants to talk. Anybody else want to have a little chat?